today's instructor is Mr. John O'Neill. Have you ever been around somebody who is always speaking positive and loving words? And do you remember when you've been around him how you feel built up and empowered to follow your dreams and to do what you want? There is a reason that I had the slide on today's just a few minutes ago. It says adding value to others. That's one of the things that John just does. It is as natural as breathing to John. He's a guy that has been on top of the world. He's been down underneath mountains of worry and stress, and he knows how to lead us to the things that we want to be doing. And when he speaks, it's not braggadocio, it's not building himself up. He is stating simply what he has done, how he has gotten there, and how we can do it ourselves. And today, to help us, is Mr. John O'Neill. He's on our call. John, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ron. How are you?
Fantastic. And you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. There's over 60 of us on the webinar this morning, so I'm excited for the growth and that every one of you are on this webinar. I think that these are incredibly important to help put you in the right frame of mind. We have a saying in this business system that we all have, which is that you are in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And that's so unique, and I hope that you realize how unique that is, because if you've ever run a small business, and I did have the privilege to run a small construction business before I started building, I built houses, and I did finish work, and I did remodels, and I never could go to my competitors or people that were in my industry and ask them to share all of their knowledge, all of their experience, and their bid prices. That just wasn't possible. It wasn't something that was even part of that industry. And so for you to have this ability to every morning learn from individuals making six-figure months and six-figure years, some of us even seven-figure years now, is pretty cool. And I'm really, really proud of what we've built. Many of you know that I am shifting some time and focus and moving with my family to Hawaii. We leave next week, so this will actually be my last mastermind call. And for a while, I will join in when I can, but it's like 4 o'clock in the morning Hawaii time, so I'm not waking up that early. Dawn Patrol doesn't even start until like 6, which is when the sun comes up over the ocean. Dawn Patrol is a surfing term, but because of that, I want to thank you all for being here, and I want to thank you all for being a part of what we've built, and what you have the opportunity to now achieve in 2018 is truly tremendous. My wife went out to dinner, I'll tell you a little story, with a childhood friend. And as she was talking to her, she's gone through some tough times. She has 2 little girls, and she went through a divorce. And my wife was just talking to her, and she happened to mention that that her former husband made really good money, and that she misses that. And her context was what was unique here. And my wife didn't ask, but this friend of hers offered up, my husband made really good money. I used to be able to stay home with my kids. I mean, he made $50,000 a year. And that was her context of what really good, and I guess that is good money, and that can be a lifestyle that's sustainable for many. And what it did for me, though, when my wife was sharing that story, and what it did for her was it put things in perspective, that the opportunity we have here in Renatus and the consistent revenue that many of our leaders are making is $50,000 a month. And we do that with a lifestyle that is helping people, impacting people, bringing knowledge to people, bringing something to individuals that they want to learn. changing lives, influencing people. It's such a tremendous product and company that we have and that we're a part of. And I want to propose to you that it really is quite selfish of you if you don't share it with people. In all seriousness, I've been in this business now for 5 years, and I've gone through the different phases, where when I first started, I didn't tell anybody. And then when I started having success, I wanted to tell everyone. And I didn't just want to tell everyone. I wanted everyone like to do it with me. I'm like, my brother-in-laws, my family, everybody needs to do this. You have to do this with me. And that was probably not the best way to go about it, because I had not developed the skills that it took to run a value-based business. I think I understood, even as Ron was introducing me, that you bring value first, but I just hadn't really developed the skills around the sales process to understand how to do that without pushing people too hard or whatever. And so I damaged some relationships 4 years ago in a minor way. Basically, people, I just realized that I needed to develop my skills. And so those skills are developable, you guys. Every one of you on the line needs to know that the skills in this business are really quite simple. There's one book I recommend above all other books when it comes to the skills of this business, and it's called Go Pro. Go Pro by Eric Worre. Now, Eric Worre has experience in the network marketing industry, which is similar to what we do. We are in a direct sale company, which is a commission base, but the process is the same. And so Go Pro by Eric Worre, if you haven't read that and you're not aware of the 7 skills needed to build this business effectively, please go read it, take notes on it, read it again, listen to it on Audible, and develop those skills for yourself, because they include just the simple concept of finding the people, telling the story, build for events, and follow up. If you gain efficiency at those things, you have the potential to make millions of dollars, right? And by the way, the finding the people, telling the story, building for events, and following up is the exact same set of skills that you use in your real estate business. You have to find the property. You have to book the appointment and learn to talk to people on the phone. And then you've got to, follow up with the process. And so it translates. And that's what's so beautiful about our company is it teaches us, it creates an environment where we can learn and ask questions, where we can get trained and we're supported and we're encouraged. And, entrepreneurs by nature we're different, not everybody is an entrepreneur, but you're surrounded by people that are here to help you. Right. And so develop your skills, right? If there is a thing that I could encourage you this morning, it is to work on the skills of your craft. See, I love woodworking, and I started as a painter, and I love finish work. I'm finishing up a flip in Sugar House right now, and I'm doing some really custom woodwork and some really fun stuff. I built a staircase, and it's a craft, and it takes time, and I have to have the right tools, and I need to know what I'm doing. But I still, even though I know my craft, and I will say that I am quite good at it, I still learn. I still go on YouTube and watch videos on different techniques of my craft. And so always be learning, right? There's a concept called CANI, C-A-N-I, CANI, which is constant and never-ending improvement. Write it down. Please write that down for yourself. Constant and never-ending improvement. Because as you get better, your leads will get better. As your leads get better, your process will flow more smoothly. And as your process flows, your income will increase. As your income increases, it will produce better leads. And it is a success cycle in your life and in your business. And as you have more stories of success, more people are attracted to what you're doing. And you have the skills and the craft to be able to share that with them. Right. So wherever you are in that process, the number one thing to do to begin building success into your life is activity. Read, learn, show up, participate, talk to people. Activity is what begins to build the results, which lead to confidence, which lead to success. And then success leads to more activity. And that's the cycle. That's the circle. You guys have seen me train on this before, but it's called the success cycle. And it's CARS: confidence, activity, results, success. Confidence, activity, results, success. And that is the acronym for, building a successful business that you develop the skills around to be able to do. So where do you do that? Where do you find these people that are interested in real estate investing? Well, guess what? Everybody is investing in real estate, and everybody has debt. So really, if I could give you, one topic that I find is the most engaging topic when it comes to a lead, it is the concept of paying off debt quickly. That engages people faster than any other concept that I find within our education, because there's only two motivating things in a person's life: pain or pleasure. And when you push on the pain of debt, people, they engage. You push on it. You have to push them and push that button of pain. And when you do that in the invite process, look, this Thursday night you're going to be able to learn how to pay off a mortgage in 3 to 5 years instead of 30. And that's it. See you there. That's all you got to do. And people go, well, tell me more. And you say, well, that's what the event's for. That's, there's no way I can explain it to you on the phone. I'll see you at the event. And I'll introduce you to some individuals that have paid their house off, and you can meet them in person yourself. And don't forget to loop in the stories of success and the people that you know. And the edification process is one of the best things that you could build into your business, right? By far, when you edify somebody and that person then returns that edification to you, which you'll notice, with the leaders in our group and in our company, as you bring a guest up to us, I will always praise you too. Oh, well, you're working with a fantastic person here. You couldn't be with a more dedicated individual, someone that's just learning, that's on fire, and we'll always loop that edification back to you, because that positions you to close, to ask for the sale, to say, let's get started. You want to work with me? Because people don't work with a system. People work with people, right? And so people want to do business with people that they like and they trust. And that's what you're doing in the process of the invite and the event process and the exposure to exposure business that we're in, is you're building that trust, and you're sharing with them the reality that you are a real person, and that you really are on a journey. You're on a pathway. You might not have reached the destination that you want yet, but you're on the path, and you're just inviting them to join you. And so I encourage you to be a person who is a builder. I was in church on Sunday. I go to a church called K2, and they were talking about relationships being the cornerstone of everything important in life. And they were talking about, and it kind of hit me that, from the time I was 11 years old, I've been a builder of homes. I've created things with my hands. And as I transitioned in my late 20s into Renatus, Bob Snyder taught me to be a builder of people, And when the verse that was being shared on Sunday was about, Jesus went to the fishermen and he said, I'm going to make you fishers of men. And because they were fishermen. So he said, now, and I just feel like, in a way, Bob was like, hey, I'm going to make you builders of men. And maybe I was taking it too far. But I feel like that. Like, we've really built something. And in retrospect, as I'm moving to go build something else in Hawaii and handing off the keys to Christian and Mitch, and handing over the responsibilities and the roles I've taken on for years, I'm really proud of what we've built together, and I love introducing it to people. I love seeing the stunned look on their faces when they come in through our events and they hear story after story of success, and they see people making as much in a month as most people make in a year. And that, I love that we have something to give to people. And just know you do have something to give to people, and you don't have to just introduce them to it, and then let the process unfold. Try not to verbally throw up on people. Let them have their own process, just like you had your own process. But don't forget to ask for the sale. At some point, when the emotion is high and where their trust factor is there because they're seeing it, you need to say, hey, let's get you going, because you need to take action, because activity and action is what leads to results, not just thinking about it. So hopefully that was coherent and good, and you guys could take a couple notes. I appreciate this time I have with you guys. I'm going to miss it, but I'll be back in like 7 weeks, and I'll be back on the calls. And you're in good hands with Ron Heyer. He does a fantastic job, and all the leadership team that steps in and takes care of these. I'm not sure who's taking over on my Monday slot, but I'm sure they'll do a great job. And with that, I just want to say aloha and ahui ho. Have a great day, everybody. Goodbye.